Listen, friends, if the Lord is making you wait, then wait. Trust me, he's trying to show you something. Maybe he's trying to show you that you're not ready for what you're asking for.
How about this? How about you just stop playing in my face?
Olivia, what's going on? If I don't see you in the classroom right now, you're going to get in big trouble, okay? I'll be there in a second. I'm running late.
Nobody takes fucking pride in anything that they do, and I get it.
Because bitches be mad at other bitches that be looking pretty.
What's possible? Well, it's possible.
Baby, let me tell you something. When this money breaks down...
Garage.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that phrase? I was unfamiliar with it.
Garage.
Oh, he's got Riz Plus.
Between screeching into this microphone, between making Cameo videos, I bet you I don't make $20 an hour.
That's not my job. So...
Guess what, hun? Your sister didn't answer the phone.
I'm a ditzy girl because I'm a fucking giggler. Oh, let me giggle. And the other guy, tell him to get the d out of his mouth.
I don't give a.
They can't put ketchup in the bag, and I'm rude for asking for ketchup?
Reasonable if the hair came from him, correct?
Peg leg ass. I don't do peg leg ass.
Why are you in a chat room with James's baseball team?
Because I'm doing my cape.
Correction, I teach at George Mason University, not Georgetown. That's correct. It is closed source.
Can I get some ketchup?
Oh
my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
My God, what more do you want me to do? Do you want to blow for ketchup? You want me to throw neck for ketchup?
Absolutely, yes. That's an open source tool, but thank you. I
just came back from the dead and they told me, you still not that girl. All right.
You want me to throw neck for ketchup? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Hold on. Something just shook. Hold on. Okay. I think we're good. How's everyone doing? Everyone doing good? Everyone doing good? That's good. Good. That's nice. That's nice. Frank, I figured it's been about a month for your punishment. You know, the ones I love makes it harder. It makes it harder to they get punished the most. They get punished. So everyone who complains about their timeouts, everyone who gets worried about their timeouts, I do it because I love you. Okay? I do it because I love you. That's why. Yeah, exactly. You should probably leave so you don't lose it. You should probably leave. Lala says, can you explain what throw neck means? Can someone in the chat explain what throw neck means for Lala? In case she's not. It's a throwback to, do you want to, for ketchup? Think about throwing neck for ketchup, right? There you go, Amber. You got it, Amber. You got it, hon. You got it, Amber. I did see, where did I see this morning? Before we even started, I saw, and it's not coming up. But there was a school donation. It's not here anymore. Well, it was here earlier when I checked. You think I don't come in and check in on you guys? You think because the teacher's not in the room, I'm not watching you from the teacher's lounge? Because I am. And I think it's something along the lines of they like the trailers. Thank you for the trailers that I play. So if you come to class late, you do miss out on the trailers that we have. Because I do put them in. What are they? What'd I miss? Well, I don't know. That's why you missed it. And the kids who are early The kids who are early to class get a special surprise. So you damn right. Always. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kelly Reed. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Erin. Good morning, EBH. Liddy T69 says, who is the guy ranting? That would be your teacher. That would be me. Good morning, all. Good morning, Iris. Good morning, Cheech. Good morning, Cheech. Good to see you made it out of bed today after getting your back blown out. Good job, Cheech. Welcome. Welcome, hon. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Nexus. Good morning, Ann. Good morning, Jackie. Okay. Welcome. If you're new to class, buckle up, stick around. You'll figure it out. A little wild here, but we have a good time. The goal is to always, have you leave the classroom having learned something, having taken something away, a good start to your day, maybe. I was thinking about how many morning classes we've been doing, and it started with day 1 of trial 2. And I think we've been doing them ever since. So that was, when did trial 2 start? Was that April? Was that late April? Like April 20th, maybe? When was that? When was that? Let me look that up. I'm gonna look that up now. Karen Reed trial 2 start date. Okay, April for opening statement took place on April 22nd. Okay, so July 17th. We've been in school for a little bit. So that's when we started. Hope everyone's been enjoying it. The whole reason I started it is because I felt like it would be a good way to start off the day. There was so much at night to watch, that it felt like it was hard to get like a schedule going if you were gonna like do anything at night. So I was like, no, let me try the morning, because I'm more of a morning person anyways. Like, do I love the mornings? No, but once I'm like up and at 'em, pretty good. Brian Jr.'s frozen donuts, snail trail like Jill Daniels. Jill Daniels leaves a snail trail? How do you know? How do we know this? How do we know this? It's aggressive. It's an aggressive statement. Today we're going to go over the next part in our summer reading. We're going to go over some advice questions that were thrown my way. We're going to discuss our YouTube Screet discussion like we always do. And I sent out, I want to say maybe like 20 of the prints, because I had, oh wait, I seen it. They said I seen it. Oh no, that's Cheech. I seen it. All right. That's how many Nagel stamps I had. I thought I had more, but these whores will go out today. The rest of them. Nice big thickums stack of thickums. Good morning, Miss Parks. Thickums. Okay. Who caught Nurse Kim last night? Who caught Nurse Kim and Turtle Boy? Who caught it? Who watched it? What'd you guys think? I might watch it again. I think it was I was gonna say that I think it was my favorite non-law tube interview, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that it surpassed that. That'd be my have been my favorite stop on the Whore Tour. I think it was my favorite stop on the Whore Tour. It was nice to watch them like get to know each other. It was like, I think they should do it again too. I think they should do it again too. I think it was so great. I think they played off each other perfectly. Like their conversations, because their sense of humor is the same. Their personalities are different. Their sense of humor is the same. So it was just cool to watch. It was cool to watch. Mary Malarkey says, "What is a snail trail?" Okay. All right, Mayor. I'll explain this at the end of class. Okay, this isn't a beginning of class conversation. I'll explain this at the end of class, Mary. I need to be reminded. Someone got to remind me to explain this at the end for Mary. Oh, oh.
This portion has been sponsored by Jury Tamps. Jury Tamps, fit for any key cycle. Wow, Altman. Wow. All right, I'm going to write a note. Snail trail for Mary. And then we'll go over what salting the snail trail means, because salt is involved. Okay, wow. Yikes. Wow. All right. That good morning, I guess. Good morning. You know what is really making me happy is the evolution of poor face. Poor face is taking off. And goddamn, I love it. I couldn't love it more. And I saw people have been putting together a poor face song. Brandy Churchwell commented on when the Glairer posted about poor face, and she was like, I can just picture a song to Lady Gaga's Poker Face. Poor face, poor face. I wanna like they do in Dublin, please. And raise the glass to stay with me. Corned beef and cabbage is the thing without a clue. And after he's been put to on the one that's on I thought it was pretty great. I thought that was pretty hysterical. I can't wait to go over the entire Whore Tour when we can, which there might be a little news about that, and I will also share that at the end of class. Okay, I'll also share that at the end. So let's get into, we're going to start today's class a little different than we usually do. We're going to jump right into the reading. I've come to realize that it's mostly everyone's favorite part. And I need to go through the, like, all the most recent streams and figure out when we start doing the summer reading, because I've noticed that some people are looking for it,
trying to navigate where we talk about what. So I got to go through and see if I can find the timestamps. If anyone for extra credit would like to do that, excuse me, to go through and since we started reading this, to go through and tell me at what point we start and what point we end and what we talk about, there might be a little extra credit in there for you. So if you want to do that, and if you want to email the teacher, here's the teacher's email address. And maybe I'll send you, I printed these out. Maybe I'll send you one of these. I don't know, or maybe something else. But if you want to do that, go right ahead. If I get 800 of them, I don't know. I probably won't. But if someone feels like doing that, go for it. I'm not even going to sign it. Just go ahead and just do it. Just do it. Don't kiss my Blarney Stone with that poor face. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Hold on. You know who it is every morning at this time making that noise. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. She gets it's her face. I don't know why she cries. This is the only thing she cries at. It's this toy, and she goes to bring it to me. Joe. Then she cries or like makes a noise to let me know she has the toy. It's this one blue fish. I don't know. She loves it. You should see their toy box. You should see their friggin' toy box. It's chock. These cats have more like. Oh, thanks. Kitten. Oh, it's a kitten. Oh, it's a nice kitten. Kitten. God, I love them so much. Thank God for animals. Okay. Let's start. Poor Irish face. Poor Irish face. Oh, also, for I wasn't expecting the amount of people that sent in school donations. We were able to upgrade. We now have an eraser for our board. Oh, we have an eraser. Not only that, but we have 4 brand new Expo markers. Dun, 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 dun. So, thank you to your parents. Let's start with, we're on part 2, chapter 2 of Storm of Suspicion. Massachusetts State Police. Now, what we know him for recently and what we've come to discover about everyone's favorite author is that he has a certain style, right? He definitely has a certain style. No, the eraser did not come with a board, Mr. O. No, and neither did this. Neither did our little cleaner. We got a little cleaner. What we've noticed about his style is he likes to, I think what he probably assumes is compliment people, but what we've come to see through our analysis, through our classroom analysis, is he's insulting these people, right? I don't know. For example, poor face, you know what I mean? For example, a hotel that charges by the hour. There are certain things, right, that we just we're like, oh, what are you doing? P. Cooper, can we talk about dogs on here, or is that against school rules? What would make you think we can't talk about dogs? Now, here's the thing. I've been a dog person my entire life until I found my cat. I feel like when you bring up cats, people automatically have to insert dogs into the conversation. But when you bring up dogs, people don't automatically insert cats into the conversation.
Of course, you can talk about dogs. I have dogs, but they're not the same. That's what I didn't realize about cats and dogs is that you cannot compare them. You cannot compare the two at all. They're not this. They're not. It's not the same. It's like people who say It's like people who compare weed to like drugs. You can't compare. They're not in the same category. It's apples and oranges. Yeah, of course you can talk about whatever. Do animals have poor face too? Mass and Cast, by the way, sent you I tweeted at you because look at my mantle. I fucking printed it out. I colored it in. I love this so much. This is the person who drew these. Okay. Amazing. You have a prize. Send me a DM so I can send it to you. Amazing work. Amazing work. Do dogs have poor face? Only Irish Setteros. Okay. Let's start in our reading. 21 minutes in. But you didn't see it, Mass and Cast? Mass and Cast didn't see it. Printed it out and colored it in. And I noticed when I talked about this the other day, there was a comment that was like, oh my God, you have a printer? It was from one of you guys, one of you students. They're like, oh my God, you have a printer? Yo, do you have a printer? Okay. Love it. Thank you. Mass State Police, he's discussing this starts off where he talks about the morning of and the police getting the call, okay? Let's get into it. He goes, and this is I'm guessing, I don't know if I'm reading this wrong, but I feel like it's definite strays at Proctor. Being assigned to homicide was Proctor's dream job. Having obtained a degree in criminal justice from Anna Maria, he was accepted into law school, but law enforcement has always been in his heart. And as we said, there are some guys who, if you know them in high school, you're already thinking this guy's going to be a cop. Proctor was definitely that guy. Nicknamed Bear, played Division III baseball in college. He no doubt would be a valuable power hitter on a slow pitch softball team. So then I had to look this up because I'm not a sports person. Contrary to very popular belief, I'm not a star sports person. He would no doubt be a valuable power hitter on a slow pitch softball team. Slow pitch softball is underhand. Underhand, I think. That's what I found. Softball is the girls' team, from what I can remember always growing up. Is that okay? Is that a stray? Yeah. I didn't. Okay, that's a stray. Okay, yeah. I thought so because he's complimenting him. It's like an insult sandwich. It's an insult corned beef and cabbage sandwich. It's like before, in the paragraph before, he talks about how long he's been a cop and handling these cases, blah, 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 blah. And then after this paragraph, he talks about he grew up in Canton. He likes beer. He likes barbecue. He loves his golden. And this sentence was odd too. He's tight with his 2 golden retrievers, especially Penny, with whom he has a special bond.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you use whom when discussing people instead of animals, but I could be wrong about that. Proctor was definitely that guy, nicknamed Bear, and having played Division III baseball in college, which I think Division III is the lowest one, right? Isn't that the lowest one? D, like D1, D2. I think I've heard these, and I feel like Division III is like not the best. He no doubt would be a valuable power hitter on a slow pitch softball team. Okay. D4 is lowest. Basic community college. Okay. Okay. All right. I feel like that's a stray. I do. Next part. So there's also been times that we've noticed here in this book where he doesn't exactly use phrases as they're meant to be used. This one, he's definitely wrong, maybe on purpose. I don't know. Let me see what you guys think if he did this on purpose or not. Because I'm wondering if that even can happen with him. Okay. So now they're talking about the text, right? Talking about the text they found in his phone. Even before these texts emerged, the trooper had been in the crosshairs of a defense team claiming, despite no evidence for it, that he had planted evidence to frame Reed. Motive was said to be either his sister's friendship to Julie Albert or some kind of thin blue line thing where cops protect cops. Isn't it the wall of blue? Isn't it not? That's not, I don't think that's it, right? Motive was said to be either his sister's friendship to Julie Albert or some kind of thin blue line thing where cops protect cops. Some kind of thin blue line thing. If you're gonna reference the reason why, at least get the reference right instead of like being so outwardly ignorant to what it is. It's used both ways, thin blue line or blue wall. I feel like a thin blue line is specifically for the separation. Okay, when we looked it up, I looked it up. Thin blue line meaning, right? Is the line between law and order in chaos in society. And then that's why it's put on the flag, like the flag, like the cop flag. Which, even if it is correct, even if it is used correctly, why would you say thing, some kind of thing where cops protect cops? Like this is his first time ever hearing it, you know? Like this is his first time ever hearing that cop, like he's like, or some crazy thing about blue people helping the other blue people out. I don't know, whatever they're trying to say. Something here. Like you've never heard that before? You've never seen this before. Thank you, Kelly. Kelly said thin blue line is a positive statement. Yeah, I think that's what I was picking up on. That's a positive thing, or at least it's like an actual thing. Right? It's not seen as like a negative connotation. Exactly, Kelly. Kelly, good job today. Odd to me. Now notice the reasoning for Proctor and the taillight evidence he's giving are either the thin blue line thing or his sister's friendship to Julie Albert. This comes into play in our next part, right? Where he's separating Proctor from the Alberts. After receiving the call from Buchnick at 6:48 that Sunday morning, Proctor had no idea what lay in the future. Wait, Sunday morning? I didn't even pick up on that. Sunday morning? Wasn't it Saturday? Saturday, right? Saturday. I missed that. Saturday, dude. Okay. ChatGPT really screwed him. Oh, none of this is ChatGPT. This is all him. Trust me, this is all him. This is all him. Trust me. Trust me. Proctor had no idea what lay in the future. No idea that this involved the death of a Boston police officer, and no idea that it involved the Alberts. So this has to do with Proctor relationship. Are you taking notes? Get your notebook out. Take out your notes with the Alberts. And he makes 3 statements about this in a matter of 4 what I can call are probably trying to be paragraphs that get further and further away. So 1, he said that he had no idea that it involved the Alberts. That's the first one, right? No idea that it involved the Alberts. Proctor had never met Brian Albert, but his sister Courtney went to school with Chris Albert's wife's sister and remained very good friends. She had also become friends with Chris's wife, Julie. Okay, Courtney went to school with Chris Albert's wife's sister. Okay, so now there's no idea about the Alberts. And then Courtney, school with sister's mailman's friend's sister. Getting further and further away, right? We're getting further and further away from this. That's a lot to remember, so let's sum it up for you. Chris Albert is Brian's brother. His wife is Julie, and her sister are close friends with Proctor's sister. In fact, at some point, a pool party took place at the home of Proctor's parents, and Julie attended with the kids. One of those kids was Colin, whom the defense would later try to propose as John O'Keefe's actual killer. Rubbing sleep from his eyes, Proctor's first call was to the Canton Police Department, Canton Police Detective Lank on the scene at 34 Fairview. Okay, so he goes from explaining the relationship and then right back into that morning. So he's starting off, who's Proctor, explains the relationship, which pool party once. One time. So this is his way of covering his tracks, in my opinion. So he goes from talking about that morning. I had no idea that it involved the Alberts. Courtney went to school with Chris Albert's wife's sister. A pool party took place at the home, and Julie attended with the kids. One of those kids was Colin. And then goes into that morning. Nothing about the wedding. Nothing about being a ring bearer, right? And it's odd to me that we know that they know each other because Colin said that about the time that he got interviewed. Oh, so when you walked in, it was more of like a casual conversation. Yes, blah, 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 blah. We're going to need a bigger board, says Catastrophe. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace. Big whiteboards are pricey, by the way. No, G Mommy, good point. It really is. And he actually mentions that in the end of this at the end of this chapter about how like he's like, well, I wish I came to this conclusion earlier in the book, but that's how thinking works. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you can also go back. You can also go back and edit. That also can work. Right? Okay. Now, then he starts discussing someone, and tell me if you guys think that this is an insult or not. If you would be happy if someone described you this way or not, male or female. Tell me what you think about this way of describing someone. And I might start using this. Is this nice? This is the nice thing to say. Is this kind? If someone was sticking up for you, would you want them to describe you like this? Or no? Kind or nah? Oh my God, someone said Peggy. No, he's not discussing Oh my God. Yuri Buknik immigrated from the Ukraine as a boy and served with distinction as a U.S. Marine, obtaining top security Yankee white clearance so he could clear work on the presidential helicopter squadron. Built rugged like an aging warrior. His demeanor more suggests that of a medic. He's patient, meticulous, non-confrontational kind of person who not only stays cool in a crisis, keeps everyone else calm. Built rugged like an aging warrior. Yuri, yeah. Patient, non-confrontational, meticulous. Who? Guys, Yuri Buknik. We just said this. Let's pay attention. Come on. Catch up. Odd way of describing someone. Built rugged like an aging warrior. All right. Not gonna lie, I thought it meant Julie Albert. Oh my god. Oh my good lord. Oh, okay. Okay, this part. This part we get into our we get into a common theme here with him, right? Which is it seems to us like a fixation on young girls, right? That's kind of been we've seen a little bit of like mentioning of the age of petite, right? Like it's rubbed some of us a little bit of the wrong way. So let's read this part and then we'll go over it. Okay. Now he's discussing Proctor and Yuri's ride that day, right? Inside the Canton police station, they spent about 20 minutes gathering more facts from the detectives and Sergeant Good. From there, they climbed into Buchanan's large truck and would travel together the rest of the day. First stop would be McCabe's home. There, perhaps oddly, they would also eventually find Brian Albert. Why not make 34 Fairview the first stop? Logic suggests the reason is that the McCabes had younger kids they had to get back to. They had 4 daughters, the oldest being 17 at the time. But also, the unfolding tragedy would have been hard on those kids who knew John well and who were close to his niece Kaylee. By contrast, the only Albert kid in the house at the time, Brian Jr., was 23. So it's quite understandable why the McCabes needed to get home. And they probably communicated this somehow to the troopers. Brian made it easier on them by meeting them there. This looks suspicious to many people now, but from their point of view, it was very reasonable. All right, let's dive into this one. So we're going to now label this stuff YCL, which stands for Yellow Cottage Logic, right? Here, he outweighs 4 underage girls versus Brian Jr. What's more important? Okay. Logic suggests that the reason is the McCabes had younger kids they had to get back to. They had 4 daughters, the oldest being 17 at the time. But also, the unfolding tragedy would have been hard on those kids. Don't use the word with those kids in the same sentence, please. Who knew John well and who were close to his niece Kaylee. By contrast, here's where we use the verses. By contrast, the only Albert kid in the house at the time, Brian Jr., was 23. He's like, nah, no use. No use for that. So it's quite understandable why the McCabes needed to get home. And they probably communicated this somehow to the troopers. And you guys know Brian Albert. You guys know upstanding citizen, pillar of the community, Brian Albert. You guys know him, right? Kind. Wouldn't harm a hair on anyone's body. He made it easier on the troopers. See, he's a cop that helps out other cops. He wanted to make it easier on the other troopers. by going, I'm just going to go to the McCabe's house. Okay. Okay, sir. So that's odd, right? So far today in chapter 2, we have the softball analysis, right? Thin blue line, the Colin relationship, the rugged aging warrior, and 4 underage girls versus Brian Albert Jr. Let's get to the next part. Now, also we've noticed here with our main man Kevin is that he sometimes, I feel like, will make statements that are pro Karen Reed, and I think he does this on accident, right? I think he doesn't do this on. I don't know. It seems, I don't know why, but some of these statements, I'm like, don't you hate? Don't you? Okay. So tell me if I'm wrong on my interpretation of this. But they would never visit the crime scene that day, at least according to them and the district attorney. He would, under intense pressure from witnesses, make a special press statement 8 months before the trial, insisting that the troopers never went to the scene that day. Therefore, they couldn't have planted evidence. So he's talking about Proctor, right? But they would never visit the crime scene that day, at least according to them and the district attorney. He would, under intense pressure from witnesses, make a special press statement 8 months before the trial, insisting that the troopers never went to the scene that day. Therefore, they couldn't have planted evidence. Meatball? No, he doesn't say this is Meatball. He doesn't even say who this is actually specifically. I'm just assuming he means Trooper Proctor. As a reader, someone who knows virtually nothing about the case, I'm like, read this as someone who is being introduced to this for the first time. The prior paragraph is Proctor and Buchnick interviewed both McCabe's and Albert separately, each separately and by themselves. Next stop would be the Good Samaritan Medical Center to view John's remains, collect evidence, speak to staff, and visit with the person emerging as the suspect, Karen Reed. But they would never visit the crime scene that day, at least according to them and the district attorney. He would, under intense pressure from the witnesses, make a special press statement 8 months before the trial, insisting the troopers never went to the scene that day. Therefore, they couldn't have planted evidence. He said, according to them and the district attorney, Meatball, he would, under intense pressure. But here's the thing. District attorney does not present itself as the subject of that sentence. Therefore, you can't use a pronoun to describe it in the next one because no one knows what you're fucking talking about. So if he did intend for it to be Meatball Morrissey, the reader is not going to pick up on that. Just a little correction, Mr. Lenahan. Okay? Just a little correction. Did that sound pro FKR? Or am I just all right? That was the penultimate point of our analysis for chapter 2. We have one more to go. So pro FKR point. Next. Now, as I've been telling you guys from the beginning, this is not a book about the trial. This is not a book about Karen Reed. This is not a book about anything else. This is a book about Yellow Cottage Tales, okay? This is a book about Yellow Cottage Tales. Now, he's bringing up Lizzie Borden again. Remember how we brought up Lizzie Borden last time? He's bringing up Lizzie Borden again. So I have a feeling, I have a big feeling that this is going to come into play later on in the book. My main criticism so far of him is that like he's trying to do 8 things at once. And this book, I think, has an identity crisis. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It doesn't know if it wants to be about logic. It doesn't know if it wants to be about a trial. It doesn't know if it wants to be about true crime. It doesn't know if it wants to be about Lizzie Borden. It doesn't know if it wants to be about YouTube. It doesn't know if it wants to be about Yellow Cottage Tales. Okay, it's very fucking confused. Like, very, very, very confused. So let's read the Lizzie Borden part. With the Lizzie Borden murders, let's say we entertain the possibility of an intruder in the house being the culprit. Abby was killed around 9:30, Andrew at 11. In the meantime, Bridget and Lizzie were in and about the small house. An intruder would have hidden inside after killing Abby and waited until Andrew got home. Let's apply rule number 7 to that case. Now there's a lot of Yellow Cottage rules. This is rule number 7. Number 7, he explains in the previous paragraph, is don't just ask why someone did something, ask why they didn't do something. Okay, so that's now Kevin's rule. Let's apply rule number 7 to the case. Why didn't the killer murder Lizzie and Bridget? A possible answer is that they were harder targets. Not that he couldn't kill them, but the neighborhood's houses were closely packed together, every one of them with windows open in August, and a lot of people on the streets. A scream would be heard. Ready for this part? Harder to sneak up on younger women than the elderly parents. And Andrew was killed while napping on the couch.
This portion has been sponsored by Jury Tamps. Jury Tamps, fit for any key cycle.
Harder to sneak up on younger women than the elderly parents. Everyone make sure they take their notes. Next time we go over this book, we'll be covering part 2, chapter 3, Brother. I believe this is about Paul O'Keefe. Based on what I looked at and what I saw, that's what I believe this is about. So today we covered Division III softball switch power hitter for an old lady league or whatever the hell he said Proctor would be good at. Right. That was such a weird insult. That was such a weird insult. Like, it was just weird. It was just weird.
Like, he would be really good at a marathon race for paraplegics. Am I wrong? The thin blue line thing was weird, type of thing where he like pretended to not know what it meant. Only meeting Colin at a pool party. Built like a rugged, aging Irish brick shithouse. 4 underage girls versus Brian Jr. Releasing a statement under pressure from witnesses. And then it's harder to sneak up on young girls than it is to sneak up on old parents. All right. Sad of the people. Luby. James Hahn. I'm 40 today, and I don't know how I feel about it. XX Thickums. Love ya. Well, first of all, happy birthday, Luby. You don't know how you feel about it. Here's how I feel about it. Embrace that shit. Embrace that shit. You get to turn 40. You know, you get to turn 40. A lot of people don't get to turn 40. I love getting older. I used to like hate the thought of, oh, I'm going to be 25. Oh, I'm going to be 30. Oh, I'm going to be 35. And then I get there and I'm like, this is pretty kick ass. This is pretty awesome. Like, this is pretty awesome. I feel like you learn more. You become so much more intelligent, smarter, less give a fucky. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. I like it. I like it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get older. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's amazing. You get to do whatever you want. What, you want to go back? What, you want to go back to being 20? You want to go back? You want to go back? Think about it. I don't think you do. No. Just turned 40. Come on, go live it up. Go live it up. Thank you, Lubes. Happy birthday. Snail trails, throwing neck, breaking backs. This is my class. These are my people. Here is an apple for your desk. Teacher, resist impulse. Thank you, resist impulse. This is absolutely your class. Snail trails, throwing neck, breaking backs. I like that. Thank you. Denise, like aging beauty queen. Yes, Yuri, like aging beauty, like old Russian mother who lost all her children to a wolf. Yuri Buknik is nice. Thank you, Denise. Resist impulse again, built like a diesel engine, no spark required. This is definitely your class, Resist Impulse. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Kelly, 10 for the whiteboard fund. Thank you, Kel. Thank you, Kel. Maybe we'll get one. Maybe we'll get one where we can one of those flippies. Flip it. Thank you, Cal. Beehive sends 10 euros and says, "You're absolutely fabulous, Jimmy, sweetie, darling, sweetie." Oh, AbFab. That's, you're quoting AbFab. If you guys haven't watched BBC British sitcom Absolutely Fabulous from the 90s, I highly, highly recommend it. It's one of my favorites. Patsy and Eddie, it's absolutely one of my favorites. They just like walk around, they smoke butts, they shit on each other, they try to be cool. It's like me. Resist Impulse. Is this a confession book? I got lost. No, it feels like it though, right? Definitely feels like it. Thank you. John Barron, 199. How's it going, bud? Oh, hey, John. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. So, for those of you that don't know, there is an account on Twitter called John Barron. and everyone's trying to figure out who it is. This person, I believe, has had a Twitter account for like 2 or 3 years. And there are some internet Harriet the Spy detectives, right? Some Inspector Gadgets that are like all gung-ho on figuring out who it is. And they've gone through about everyone. And I guess it's my turn to be John Barron. It's almost similar to Henry Blue, who everyone says is Karen. If you want my opinion, I think that John Barron is Karen. John Karen, right? Karen and John Barron, John Karen. So hey, Ka. But I don't know. I feel like the only reason, and it's not a big account either. It's not. It's not a big account, but it is big when people give it attention, right? That will start traction with it. And so when people invest in it and give it attention, I'm like, it's weird. That's weird because usually you would just ignore it or you wouldn't breathe life into it. But okay. Thank you, John. Good to see you. Good to see you. Nurse of Interest, Jackie, for the kitties' toys, $10. Thank you, Nurse of Interest, Jackie. Thank you, hon. Thank you. Thank you. Chris, 10. Hi. 49. Chris just says, hi. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Lauren Forte, $9.99. Thank you, Lauren. All right, let's get to our next part. The advice part. Dear Abby. Dear Gabby. Gay Abby. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And he's been a good way, the one that done his part. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So if you guys remember, we had a question last time about that person coming here. They got a solo trip here from their BF. And they didn't know where to go. And I was like, well, we need a little bit more information. They gave us a little more information. So they responded and they said, I'm coming from landlocked Oklahoma, friggin' Homa, and love the beach. Didn't realize you hated it so much. I'm staying 1 night in Dedham, 3 nights in Truro. Was hoping maybe you or my classmates know of a couple of hidden gems on the local visit. Looking for a photo-worthy views and authentic Cape Cod vibes. Okay. Perfect. 1 night in Dedham, 3 nights in Truro. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect. The ride to Truro, although probably will be a little bit of Cape Cod traffic, won't be bad. It's actually like, I think once you cross the Sagamore Bridge, which you're going to cross the Sagamore fucking bridge on your way, I kind of like being in the Cape. Now, there's not one place on the Cape that I think does not have authentic Cape Cod vibes that you're looking for. Truro is beautiful. It's right before P-Town. Definitely go to P-Town. Definitely. It's not even 5-10 minutes away from Truro. In Truro, there's a nice little coffee shop. I know you're probably worried now, but it's tiny. The Cape is tiny. Okay. Truro's even tinier. You'll know what to do when you get there, kind of thing. P-Town's right here. Or is it Orleans that's before? I don't fucking know. But what I have to say that I think you should go to is, yes, in Limini, I was going to exactly say the same thing. Go to the National Seashore, right? This is the furthest place east, the furthest, most eastern spot of America. I think it was JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. that said that was his favorite place in America because he can face the beach and all of America is behind him. Beautiful, right? It's beautiful. Also, there are these dunes in Providence. In Provincetown. Let me see what the name of it is. And I've been there before and it was really, really nice. Hold on. Yeah, Dune Shack's trail. Yeah. Oh yeah. So cool to walk around. Like it's just a ton of dunes. It's just and it's on the P-Town Cape Cod National Seashore. 1 hour tour. They do tours. Yeah. Yep. There's also a lot of lighthouses, I think, in Chatham. There's a lighthouse in Chatham, I think yeah, the Chatham Lighthouse. Yeah, it's a historical landmark. That's also pretty nice too. There's a ton of cool stuff. There's a ton of cool antique stores. There's a ton of cool like flea markets. Excuse me. There's a ton of shit. Not like, oh my God, 3 days, you need 2 weeks. No. 3 days, I think is perfect. Like I think it's great, honestly. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll enjoy it. You'll have a great time. So thank you, Amy, for responding. Next question comes from Jess. Jess says, hi, Jimmy. I have 2 questions for you. 1, are you considering the offer from Turtle Boy to host a live show in theaters? Is that something you would be interested in? I think you would be amazing. I could see a format where you could both comment in real time to Karen, read trial highlights, perhaps played behind you on a screen, kind of thing. 2, have you seen the Paul Rubens documentary? Were you a Pee Wee fan growing up? I would love to hear your thoughts on it if you have seen it. 1, I don't think it was an offer. I think he just said that he would enjoy it and like it if I did it with him. And of course I would do it. Of course I would do it in a second. However, I think the Wilbur Theater is pushing for someone different, which is fine with me. Like that's fine. I think they said Sue O'Connell. Which I know some people have strong feelings about her. Either way, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. What I do comments on the Karen Reed trial with him up there? No, that's not the point of view I would take. I would more or less ask about him and him as an independent journalist, his experience. Like it wouldn't be. Here's the thing that I would do is I wouldn't make it all about Karen Reed because it's a Turtle Boy event, right? So his story I find more fascinating and deeper, right? So I would make it about him and his, and we hate this word here, but I'll say it, journey, right? And I think Sue probably, I don't know, I hope if she does do it with him, I hope she asks about him instead of just the trial, but who knows? Who the hell knows? And about Pee Wee Herman, have I seen the Paul Rubens documentary? No. Were you a Pee Wee fan growing up? Yes. Pee Wee's Great Adventure? Francis? Dottie, tell him Large Marge sent you. Large Marge sent me. It was a night just like tonight. The sound of a dump truck falling off the Empire State Building. And when they pulled the body from the twisted, screaming wreck, they looked just like this. Yeah, of course. God, I'm a loner, Dottie. A rebel. Yeah, I love Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman comes from a time period of people that I absolutely fucking love. Elvira, RuPaul, Pee Wee Herman. These were all character-based people. And I'm a character-based bitch. Like, I love all that. All that. Yes. Those are, yes. Yes. I love in the beginning of the Pee Wee's Great Adventure when he's making his breakfast and everything, like to make his toast and his eggs or whatever. And I love. Yes. Thank you for the question. And next question. Let me find it. This question comes from Nina.
Hi, Jimmy. Please know your streams have carried me through the last few months. Not a summer person and just draggy lately. So curious if you have any productivity tips, hard time shifting set, getting out of the door, etc. So my older brother finds himself at odds with my parents and younger sisters, makes every interaction difficult, always feels shortchanged and quite hostile on emails. He was basically MIA on one of the summer weeks. We were all in the same place, albeit different homes. Anyway, how would you deal with a family member who is slowly becoming estranged? Also, I shared the stuff rant with my mom and sister who had my 5-year-old nephew. He doesn't know the word effing, but was laughing just as hard every time you said it. Please continue with your group therapy. You've changed my life. Thank you. You are loved. Okay. So, first, do I have any productivity tips on getting out of the door or starting things? Yeah. You plan it, make a plan. That works for me. I don't know if it's going to work for you, but that works for me. So if, say I have something to do, or I have to do something, I make a list and I make a plan. So I got to go here, here, and here. And then if you write it down, I find that writing things down makes it so much better because one, if you have it in your mind, that's the only place it exists is in your mind, right? But if you have an idea or something else and you take it and you write it, it now exists in your mind and here. That's 2 places. So now it's becoming 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional. It's existing more, right? So the idea of it gets bigger. So I find that helps me is writing a list or writing out a plan. And I don't like to type it in my notes app. I like to write it on a piece of paper. That would be my advice there. When it comes to your advice on your family, how do you deal with a family who is slowly becoming estranged? You do what you can. I wouldn't take sides. I wouldn't talk shit. I wouldn't say this to one person and this to another person. You don't know why your brother feels the need to not contact, why he feels the need to be reclusive, why he feels the need to be hostile, make every interaction difficult, but you know that he does, right? Okay, so obviously he's not enjoying it. He doesn't like it. It's not bringing him any joy or happiness. So don't ask him to do something. But before you just like cut him out completely, I would let him know that if you feel this way, that you are like available to talk about things. If he wants to talk about something, if like an open, non-judgmental ear, but just let him know that you're there. I feel like if this is your brother and if you love your brother, then just let him know that you're there. You don't know why he's going through these things. And, this isn't for you to know either. Maybe he'll tell you, maybe he won't. But I wouldn't judge him on this because he has his own reasons. Maybe he's going through something you don't know. Maybe who knows? We don't know. We don't know. So, the time you have with your parents and your younger sisters, that's fine. Be with your parents and your younger sisters, but also don't block him out, but don't force him to interact either. He can't, don't force him to be someone he's not or do something that he doesn't want to do. Just kind of be there to listen to him. And don't make it a thing. The more you make it a bigger thing, the more irritated I think he's probably going to get. Don't make it a thing. Just be there for when and if he's ready to talk. If not, we never know what someone's thinking. We never know what someone's going through. And don't make a judgment on your perception because that's just your perception. You have no idea. So when you make a judgment on it, you're not even making a judgment on something that's correct. It's what you think. You don't know. So how do you even know what you think? Right? It's like people who change their behavior based on what they think people are thinking about them. It's like, oh, if you act a certain way based on what you think someone wants, it's like, okay, so I think that this person looks at me and says this, so I'm going to act this way. So now you're changing your actions based on what you perceive people to perceive you as. You're so fucking lost. Like, what? Just be yourself, kind of thing. Don't think, and no one's thinking about you. Sorry, guys, but no one thinks about you that much. Nobody. Oh, everyone hates me. Everyone this, blah, blah. No one's thinking about you. And if they are, fuck them. None of your fucking business. Who cares? Why aren't they focusing on themselves? Why are they too busy thinking about you? That's not for you to figure out either. Just back away from it. Thank you for the question. I appreciate that. If you guys have a question, a problem, an issue that you would like discussed, and maybe we can go through it here, please send an email to auntiedeb@gmail.com. That is AUNTIEDEBB@gmail.com. TEERRRIFFIFFCC. Okay. Tomorrow for class, we might start, I think, a half hour later than normal, which would be 8:30 or 8:45, depending on me, I guess. We are expecting to have a special guest tomorrow. That special guest won't be the dean of students, but the superintendent of schools, Dr. Turtleboy. I'm 90% positive. So, best behavior. I expect everyone on their best behavior as the superintendent comes here. He's going to be checking to make sure my content objectives are up. He's going to be checking to make sure my learning objectives are up. He's going to be checking to make sure the attendance is there. Everyone has an assigned seat. You guys have been doing your homework that I've been following the curriculum, the scope and sequence, okay? So if I get a good observation report, then maybe next week we could have we'll have a movie day. Not a movie day, maybe a Kelly Deaver day. Okay? Yes? Okay? That means you. Best behavior tomorrow. I don't want to hear it. Don't come at me like that. Okay. Can we watch Baker versus Plevin after the book is read? Let me watch it. I haven't watched it yet. Let me watch it. If it is informative, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, so it's probably going to be, and I'm going to ask him if it's okay if we can read it, then yes, of course. That sounds like an amazing idea. Thank you so much. Also, I got to explain Snail Trail for you guys. All right, I'll warn you before we do it. Lauren Forte, 999, I read that. Barbara Ellison, did you hear Bob Mata, Defense Diaries, wants you on his show? He loves the readings of this nutty book. I did not hear that. This is my first time hearing that, but of course it would go on their show. I like their show. I like the dynamic between him and Allie. I feel like he's always like yelling at Allie, but like I don't know, she's intelligent, like she's very smart. I think she's like more the book smart of the two, but I do think that he like puts her in her place sometimes. Like one time they were talking about like keys, like cocaine keys, and she was like, what do you mean, like piano keys? And he's like, no, and it was funny. Their interactions are funny.
Yeah, of course I'm going. Yeah, I like them a lot. I like them a lot. So yeah, of course. Her vaping makes me nervous. Why? What? Why? It's such a weird thing to say. Her vaping makes you nervous? Save the nerves you have for other things that are more important in life, please. Please save those. Like, we have nerves for a reason to help protect us against danger and to forewarn us about things. Save your nerves for something different. What? Her vaping makes me nervous? Your nervousness about vaping makes me nervous. Christ almighty. All right. Thank you for that. Beehive. I love that you are so measured and thoughtful. Walk a day in my shoes, etc. 10 euros. Thank you, Beehive. I appreciate that. I don't know what measured means, but I try to be thoughtful. Thank you, hon. Thank you. Millie Vacchino, new member. Welcome, Millie Vanilli Vacchino. And I'm just a girl in the world. That's all that you let me be. Says just because. Thank you. I'm just a girl in the world. Thank you. And Ann Weber sends $3 stupid sticker. Says, here's your $3, you $3 whore. Thank you, Ann. In the description of the video, you will find a link to a Cameo, which is where you can ask for a specific request through a video. You need advice on something. You want me to say happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. I'll do it. I'll do anything for money. I'm a whore. I'm a whore up here. And then there is Cash App and Venmo, which go to the school to help us with the new roof. So thank you very much, everyone. I will now be explaining. Oh, where is she? I just saw it. Hold on. Where is she? I miss you so much. I miss you so much. And I am behind on your chats. I know. Are you getting into the Turtle Boy hearings? Are you listening to the book? I'm going to text you later. We got to catch up. I love you so much. Miss McKinney. Miss McKinney's the best, guys. Go subscribe to Legal Poor. I will now be explaining Snail Trail per request of Mary Malarkey, okay? I will now be explaining Snail Trail. I just sent you a Venmo. Oh, people probably want those read. My bad. Let me check. In this room, I can do that. Okay. Melissa, thank you for the giggles. You are fabulous. Thank you so much, Melissa. Christina Rasmussen, Starbucks, you hoe. Christina, you don't. Thank you, Christina. Guys, Christina is expected to be a grandmother for the 800th time pretty soon. I think I got sent a was it an ultrasound you sent me of one of your daughter's things? But yeah, guys, say congratulations to Christina. Okay, Becky G says, good morning, Jimmy. I got my red pen ready for summer reading. Becky, awesome. Thank you so much. Star student, Becky. Star student. What'd you send me, Christina? An ultrasound, yeah. You're going to be a grandmother. Baby, due in November for the 90th time. Yeah, for Starbucks, ho. Love you. Thank you. How come I can't see this one? What the hell? Heather, it's not coming up. Thank you for the giggles. You are fabulous from Melissa. Yeah, Heather. Heather, remember when you bought internet to go on field trips? Yes, I do. That was cool for the one gay field trip to Higgins' house. We can go to Higgins' house. When it didn't work, good times. Free Karen, FRK. Oh, what does FRK stand for? Free R. Kelly. Don't forget about R. Kelly. He still needs freeing. Call back to R. Kelly. Oh my God.
Oh my God. FKR, FRK, free R. Kelly. That's right. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you for that, guys. All right. Cash apps. Oh, Yvette, $20 for the classroom. You now have. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, Yvette. All right. We also got. Oh, we got some of these. Deet sends $20 and says, "Fix the dang roof." I keep telling them, and we're leaking over here. We're leaky. We're snail trailing over here. We're snail trailing. Okay. Now let's get into the snail trail. Guys, this is going to be our inappropriate part of class, okay? There will be matters discussed here that are of sexual nature and a little derogatory. So if that is not for you, thank you for coming to class today, and we will see you tomorrow. On your way out, can you please hit the like button? Can you please subscribe? It helps the school. I don't know why it does, but it just helps it helps the school, okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you later, okay? We'll give you a second. You know what we'll see you out on? I'll give you guys 10 seconds to leave, all right? And then it's going to get inappropriate. Let's talk about snail trails. All right, Mayor. When your basement has moisture, and I'm not talking about the basement in your house, I'm talking about your downstairs basement, okay? Your vag. When it has moisture, either naturally or from the completion of a male, there can be goo down there, wetness, okay? And don't even get me started on why there's not a word for female secretion, but there's a word for other things because language controls us, and I feel like they try to like put females down, but that's for another fucking day. When there's wetness down there and you go on the ground, you sit on the ground and you drag yourself on the floor like this, right? You drag yourself like this, and you drag your bottom end on the ground. It leaves a snail trail of wetness, okay? That's a snail trail. However, I don't believe it is a proper snail trail unless someone is around you throwing salt as you do it, throwing salt on you as you do it. Okay. Inland Me, how many chapters in this book? It doesn't go by chapter, it goes by parts. We're on part 2. There's 8 parts. We're on part 2, chapter 2, and there's 8 parts. Okay. Oh, the British influence in the Commonwealth. I was charged with treason in my absence many years ago and convicted to be hung. And I told them to hang me in my absence, and I'm still here. Well done, FKR. Welcome, Bino. This is definitely your classroom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is for the Home Depot bucket until the roof stops raining or until Mary stops snail trailing. Thank you so much, Meatball Morrissey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stratford News Network. Every time I watch your show, the firewood cubby in your fireplace makes me think you have the back door to Narnia. Is that a gay joke? The back door to Narnia? Oh, Stratford. Oh, the back door to Narnia.
Backdoor. Wow. Wow, Stratford. Wow, Stratford. Wow. Wow. I don't get why salt. Because when you salt a snail, it shrivels. That's why. That's why salt, okay? Okay, hon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to class. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take today by the... Have a good one. And we're going to hear some wise words from our good friend, Gabby Windy, as the outro, as you guys leave the door, okay? Get your backpacks. Take your backpacks. Collect your stuff. I'm not picking up your shit. No. No. Megan, pick your pencil up. Pick it up. I'm not cleaning it up. Every day I do this with you guys. I'm not cleaning it up, okay? All right. Go. Have a good one. See ya. And this is Gabby Windy. You guys, go check out her podcast on YouTube. It's Long-Winded with Gabby Windy. She was on Bachelor and Traders, and I fucking love her. See you guys later.
Who's this diva? Because I know there's some new ones coming around these parts. This is the first time they're learning about this. Who's this diva? Because the whole crowd's doing it. Because now everyone wants to do it, so you can jump on the bandwagon. I know you, and you're not going to like anything I have to say. And I'm telling you right now, I'm on to you. I say one wrong thing and you're going to drop me like a bad habit. You're going to drop me like a hot fucking potato. There I go. I came and I went to stay away from people like you, and you need to stay away from me. We don't give a fuck about you. Why don't you kiki away from me? Escort Jimmy to table 12 full of the Australians, a table that deserves to be harassed. Because the people around here know. They know, and they just get it.